This is a tribute to the life and legacy of Mavis Porter Petersen. She passed away on August 29, 2023. A life well lived is a story worth telling. Let's start where it all began. It was the year 1932. February 23 to be exact. Known as the age of the Great Depression. 1/4 of the workforce was unemployed and dust storms ravaged the Midwest. Herbert Hoover ran the country, while Night and Day topped the music charts. Way up in Kittson County, Minnesota, 24-year-old Lloyd Porter and 22-year-old Helen Porter prepared for Mavis to make her grand entrance. She was a welcomed addition to the family and to the silent generation. Mavis was one of 4 children. Vernon was born in 1936. Gary was born in 1939. Artis was born in 1946. Mavis grew up when the radio was the primary source of entertainment. And just about everyone sang along to Bing Crosby. By 1950, the family was living in Carlstadt, Minnesota, where Mavis graduated from Carlstadt High School. Mavis was baptized and confirmed in the First Lutheran Church of Carlstadt. After settling in Stephen, she became a member of the Presbyterian Church and served in the Ladies' Aid organization. Mavis was also active in the Stephen American Legion Auxiliary. Mavis began her working life at Carlstadt Bank. Her first job was assistant in 1950. From there, she went on to work at several banks, including one in Denver, Colorado, before returning to Stephen. Her longest tenure was at Farmers State Bank in Stephen, Minnesota, where she worked for many years. Mavis's primary profession and passion was mother and homemaker, raising 4 children and helping to run the family farm. Mavis was fortunate to find love. She married James Petersen on October 23, 1954, in Kittson County, Minnesota. They were married for 43 years until Jimmy's death in 1997. As a lifelong resident of Northwest Minnesota, Mavis will always be remembered as a beautiful daughter, sister, wife, mother, and friend to many. Mavis's adult years were a time when the civil rights movement and the hippie culture challenged conventional norms and brought change to society. Culturally, the Woodstock Festival made headline news, and everyone was trying to limbo. These times partly shaped her life and her most meaningful relationships. Speaking of Mavis's important relationships, let's meet her children. Janet Lynn Spooner was born on September 16, 1955 in Kittson County, Minnesota. She married Brian Spooner and had 6 children. Jean Lorette Jackson was born on July 12, 1957 in Kittson County, Minnesota. She married Morgan Jackson and had 1 child. Jill Maureen O'Donnell was born on November 21, 1959 in Kittson County, Minnesota. She married Michael O'Donnell and had 3 children. John Myron Petersen was born on September 13, 1965 in Kittson County, Minnesota. He married Faith Joyden and had 1 child. By the time Mavis hit the half-century mark, the world was changing yet again, in unexpected ways. Women's rights and gay rights made strides, and cable television brought culture-changing programs like MTV. As Mavis's family tree continued to grow, she took on another important role, being a grandmother. Her legacy includes dozens of new branches on her family tree. Mavis spawned dozens of grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Her legacy will live forever. Now, everyone thought Mavis lived a quiet, reserved, and conservative life in rural Minnesota. But, truth be told, Rest in peace, Mavis. Your work here is done, but you will be missed and fondly remembered with love.